Lord Jacob Rothschild, financier, dies, age 87. Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for your Father, Yahushai being named for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, that taught us truth and will well, and citations to hopefully person is truth, in all honesty and sincerity. It's really what's up. Community lesson, spirit power, Yahweh Shai. Another update, end times and events. Another one bites the dust. One of the top elite wicked, the real people and rulers of this physical world that we're living in has passed. These are the guys, the top guys that's in charge. It's not your presidents, it's not your selected, politicians and none of these other people that you think is really running the show. These guys are the guys that's in charge, okay? So this is breaking news. He's passed away. Lived a long life like most of these Edomites do. But are they going to get away with the things that they have done in this world? No, they're not. And we're going to get that according to scriptures. What this guy's future is, this isn't the end for him. So he's going to get kicked back from out of the spiritual world into a physical body like everybody else does. But he has a certain future that he's going to have to suffer from, once the kingdom of heaven begins to be established on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, so I want to get a couple other things out here real quick. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It's Job 9:24. All right, as you can see here, this guy is on the list. Right on the list, they have David M. Rothschild being Cesare Borgia, back again. But this guy doesn't hold any power. Really, Jacob Rothschild had a lot. He was really like one of the top guys in charge. So we don't know what's going to happen, how this is going to trickle on earth, but we expect to see a drastic change in the financial system as far as their plans. George Bush Sr. is already out of there. All right, let's see who else. Prince Philip is out of there. There's a few other people on this list that may have passed as well. Okay, but this is what these guys run, man. The secret societies, all the financial systems, the BIA, IMF, the World Bank, the central banks, the Federal Reserve. This guy was in charge of all that shit, man. They own all the political systems, okay? The different forms of intelligence agencies. They control both sides of the wars. They fund both sides, man. And they've done so for hundreds and hundreds of years. These elite families, man. This is the wicked. Okay? All right, so I just wanted to pull up the USDebtClock.org. As you can see, the U.S. debt is still rising. All right. And what is this money owed to? A lot of different other countries, but mainly the U.S., these central banks that were owned by, the Rothschild families. So you got over $34 trillion in debt and rising. Okay, and this is how these guys, these individuals, these Rothschild family members own basically the entire world, man. Anywhere there's a central bank that's established, best believe that they control everything. Okay. So I want to get out some more information. It's a scripture called, this is book of Ezekiel 7:19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay, so eventually there's going to be a great economic collapse. And then there's talks left and right. The U.S. dollar is going to crash any day now. All right, these people that own these banks, man, control this type of things. Okay? And also, all these elite, these rich people, the money that have all this control, the money that they do own and have is not going to save them. It doesn't matter how rich you are. You can't escape the wrath in the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So upon his return, he's unleashing his angels. World War III, total destruction, chaos, nuclear war. These people will not be able to escape. Their money is not going to do anything for them in that day. And we're approaching those time periods, man. For that guy to pass away, as you know, that's big news. You know, which he was extremely old anyway. He's up in age. You know, nobody pretty much lives forever. You know, until the kingdom is established and you know the Lord unlocks the spiritual bodies for His elect, His Israelites. There's not going to be anybody just living forever except during that day. But you know, ultimately, these guys are so rich. They got all these types of bunkers and stuff like that, man. It's just not going to save them. You know, and best believe Esau is working around the clock, you know, to try to think that he can come up with ways to escape the wrath that's to come. But there's nothing you can do, man. And people like this, they understand that the concept of reincarnation, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to do something to pick up the process to get that guy to be born again, you know. It's crazy that with these Edomite systems, they go to do things, you know, but ultimately, this is his future. This is all Esau's future. Esau, Edom, those who that had the Lord's chosen people in slavery. You oppressed us of the worst oppression. Isaiah 14:21 says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay, so you got to pay for what your ancestors did, man. We have to pay for what our ancestors did. We're the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, the same children that Moses led out of Egypt. Okay, and what did we do? We broke the commandment. So what happened to us? Well, Deuteronomy said that you shall go into slavery again with ships. We got put into transatlantic slavery, man. We got put into the Spanish slave trade. You know, we got put into the the Portuguese slave trade, man. Even Chinese had us as slaves. The Arabs had us as slaves. Our punishment for breaking the commandments is we were forced into slavery. So if we had to pay for what we did, does that not make sense that you had to pay for what you did? You do. You do. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So we just read that you got to pay for what your fathers did. You're not innocent there. Why? Because you come back every third and fourth generation. We're going to get that scripture too. Okay? So you're going into captivity, Esau, Edom. This guy, he may very well be born into hardcore slavery of the Edomites. He may be born again during the time period of the Lord's judgment of slavery and making Esau pay back, and all the heathen nations go through that 1,000-year period where they must pay back for all the wickedness that they've done. You're going to 1,000 years of captivity. And then you won't be remembered. You'll be wiped out. Okay? So that might very well be when he comes back. Okay? It's the book of Exodus 34:7. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty. You're not going to get clear for what you did, Jacob Rothschild, man. That guy, he has the blood of billions, if not trillions, of people on his hands. And this sick, twisted rituals that the Illuminati and elite are involved in, which this guy owns, and one of the top dudes in it, is terrible, man. The drinking of blood, the sacrificing of kids, the human trafficking that's involved. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The demonic rituals of worshiping Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. These guys had direct contact with a lot of demons, man. He's the wicked. That's Amelek. He's the descendant of Amelek, okay, which the people that identify as the Jew-ish people that's over there in the land of Israel today, they are of the head tribe of Esau, Edom, Amelek. Okay. And this guy was straight out of Amelek. It might have been Esau himself. you know, he's not going to be cleared of the guilty things he did. It says, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and the fourth generation. So that's when you come back every third and fourth generation. You're not clear of shit that you do wrong in this life. You're going to pay for it. So he didn't get away with nothing. Yeah, he died lived a long life. He didn't get away with shit, though. Okay, it's Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Right. So the wicked are not going to go unpunished. He's going to wake up into captivity. That's his future. Okay. This is the book of 2nd Address 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So the real Jacob, not Jacob Rothschild, but the real children of Jacob, we follow the beginning. Okay, we are at the beginning is coming. The end. We're at the end of this world. Everybody knows we're at the end of the world. Why do you think they call it the last days? Hey, check this out. This is their doomsday clock, man. A moment of historic danger. It is still 90 seconds to midnight. And what happens when midnight hits? That's it. That's it. It's the great reset, man. So Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau's the end of the world. We're at the end of Esau's Edom's reign, empire. So what comes with his end is when someone goes out, they try to go out swinging. So you're going to have a lot of this death and destruction and war that's getting ready to happen and hit. Chaos and starvations. Doom. Doom and gloom, man. It's doomsday clock. Okay? That's it, man. So we're real close to the end of this guy's rule. Obadiah 1:3 says, behold, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? For long as the pride of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has been extremely high. They dwell in these skyscrapers in these every cities, these big gigantic cities, buildings. This dwelling is high. Though they exalt thyself as the eagle, isn't it they're their bird? Look up how many countries these so-called white people rule. And what symbol do they have? They all have the eagle or the bird on their flag. Thou settest thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Right. They got their satellites up there. They got their star-spangled banner. Lord's going to bring thee down. Verse 9 says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Every one. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay. Verse 15 says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So everything they did, all the genocides, all these people across the earth, and the Israelites mainly, it's going to be done unto them. It's going to be done unto them, man. It says, verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. That's the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, okay? Jacob. And there shall be holiness. And out of the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Right, they're going into captivity. They're going to take what they have. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. That's the two head tribes. Okay, of all the Israelites. All right. Jacob representing Judah, Joseph representing the northern kingdom. They're going to come together, be brothers and united. And it says in the house of Esau for a stubble. So they're to burn Esau up. and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain of the Philistines, they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host and the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zaphareth, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Shepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And the Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. There you go, man. So that's the future. Esau doesn't have a very bright one. Amelek does not have a very bright future, man. 1 Samuel 15:2. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I remember that which Amelek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. He remembers everything they did to us over here in America, man. In the Americas. The genocide, the horror, the torture, the slavery. He remembers what they did in ancient Egypt too. Exodus 17:16. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. This is another last one we'll close out, man. It's the book of Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. The Lord hates Esau, Edom. So this guy that named himself Lord Jacob Rothschild, which he's an Edomite. You don't even deserve the name of Jacob. But that's Esau. He wanted the birthright, man. He sought it carefully with tears. So they named themselves these Hebrew Israelite names. But really, you're Amalek, man. So let's call this guy for what he is. Amalek. He didn't get away with shit. Okay? This guy did not get away with a thing. And now he's passed, so call out Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's faced with Yahweh right now in his presence, and he's getting his sentence read to him. And he may already be kicked out the spirit's world as I speak into a new little Edomite body, waiting to get his judgment. You know? There's another precept let me grab real quick. It's Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Okay, so the Lord is coming with his chariot with the clouds. Jacob's Rothschild is going to see that return. He's going to see Yahushai's return. The guy, we don't know who he is today. One of the guys that pierced him is going to be reincarnated and here to see the Lord's Yahushai's great heavenly return and payback. They're going to wail because of him. They're going to scream in horror and agony and torture. The Lord's going to come with fire in his eyes, man, and blood on his garments, dyed with the blood of his enemies. He's coming for you, man. He's coming for them and all these wicked elite members, man. They think they got to live such peaceful, long lives, gluttoning in their, drenny chrome that they've been drinking, man, behind torturing these kids and shit. They're going to get it, man. That's the spirit, 10:44. So with that, I'm going to close out. Lord's wills, lessons edify, and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakadash. Dobbanos, our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha, truth will well. Salutation, hopefully, person's truth and honest sincerity. Shalom.